Confession is the first step to redemption, but some secrets refuse to stay buried forever. Don't forget to subscribe to Tears and Truth for more emotional, real-life stories that will leave you questioning everything. The story begins. The rain poured relentlessly the night I made the worst decision of my life. My hands trembled as I wrapped my newborn daughter in a thin blanket, her tiny fingers curling around mine for the last time. I was only 17, scared, broke, and utterly alone. My parents had disowned me when they found out I was pregnant, and the baby's father had vanished the moment I told him that I told myself she'd be better off without me. That someone else, someone stable, loving, and worthy, would give her the life I never could. So, I left her on the steps of a church, pressing a kiss to her forehead before slipping away into the darkness. For years, I tried to forget. I moved across the country, changed my name, and buried the guilt deep inside. I built a new life, a successful career, a loving husband, even a son we named Jacob. But no matter how much I pretended, the ghost of my past followed me. Then, 22 years later, an email appeared in my inbox with a subject line that froze my blood. You left me on the steps of St. Mary's. I think I'm your daughter. My hands shook as I stared at the email. The words blurred. St. Mary's. Your daughter. My throat tightened. For years, I'd rehearsed this moment in nightmares. What if she finds me? What if she hates me? I clicked it open. My name is Emily Carter. I was left at St. Mary's Church on November 12, 2001. The nuns found me with a locket. Inside was a faded photo of a young girl who looks like you. I spent years searching. If you're her, I just want to talk. Attached was a picture. A young woman with my eyes, my freckles, holding the locket I had tucked into her blanket. The only thing I owned from my own childhood that I slammed the laptop shut. My husband, Mark, called from the kitchen. Everything okay? Fine. My voice cracked. But nothing was fine, because Emily wasn't just reaching out. She was close. Her IP address traced to a cafe 20 minutes away. She knew where I lived, and she wasn't asking for a reunion. Her last line chilled me. I need to know why you did it. Face to face. Couldn't sleep. For 3 nights, I debated deleting the email, blocking her, vanishing again. But guilt was a noose around my neck, tightening every time I looked at my son, Jacob. How could I love him so fiercely yet abandon her? I replied, meet me, tomorrow, 4 p.m., Lakeside Diner. The diner was half empty, the vinyl booths sticky under my palms. I clutched my coffee, watching the door. And then, there she was. Emily walked in, her posture tense, eyes scanning the room. When they landed on me, she froze. I saw it, the flicker of recognition, then anger. She slid into the booth. You look exactly like the photo. My voice barely worked. You look like my mother. A beat of silence. Then, coldly, tell me why you left me. I swallowed hard. I was a kid. I had nothing, no money, no family. I thought you'd be adopted by someone better. Her laugh was sharp. I was in foster care, 6 different homes. Some of them far from better. The words gutted me. But then she leaned in, her voice dropping. There's something else. A year ago, I found a letter hidden in that locket. A name, Daniel Hart. Ring any bells. My blood turned to ice. Daniel, the baby's father. The man who'd threatened me if I ever spoke his name. Emily's eyes locked onto mine. He's why you left me, isn't he? I nearly knocked over my coffee. Daniel. Just hearing his name after 2 decades sent a primal fear through me. Emily saw my reaction. So it was him. She pulled out a folded slip of paper. His handwriting, smudged but unmistakable. If you keep this baby, you're dead. I'll take her, and you'll never see either of us again. My vision tunneled. I'd ripped that note to shreds the day I found it tucked under my door. But how had a copy ended up in her locket? Emily's voice was steel. He knew you'd leave me. He wanted you to. But here's what you didn't know. He came back for me. The room spun. What? 3 days after you left me at the church, a man showed up asking about a baby. The nuns turned him away, but he kept watching. For years. She slid a grainy surveillance photo across the table. A tall figure outside a playground, staring at a little girl with her curls. My stomach lurched. Daniel hadn't just threatened me. He'd stalked her. Emily's next words turned my blood to ice. He found me again last month, and he told me exactly where to find you. Daniel wasn't just Emily's father, he was married to a woman whose family owned half the city. A woman who'd never tolerate a scandal. And forget to subscribe for more emotional, twist-filled stories. Emily's hands shook as she explained. He said if I didn't track you down, he'd make sure I disappeared for good. He's not just rich, he's connected. I felt sick. All these years, I thought I'd escaped him. But he'd been waiting, pulling strings, using Emily to get to me. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Mark. Where are you? Jacob's asking for you. Daniel didn't just want revenge. He wanted leverage. And now he knew about my son. I grabbed Emily's hand. We have to go. Now. But as we stood, the diner door swung open. A man in a tailored suit stood there, smiling. Hello, Sarah. Long time no see.